In all my years studying hoology, I've come to the conclusion that pretty bitches, the bad ones, are the dirtiest.
Do you think women hygiene is worse than men?
Absolutely.
I dated, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to do her dirty, but
It's
when
fine.
she was on her menstrual cycle, I noticed she'd leave pads around,
Oh,
use pads and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's not how you need to be, like, especially if you're going to be in a relationship.
Well, you told her that.
Yeah. Because I felt like I really liked her. But
leaving the house with dirty or torn underwear on because my mama said
Pretty girls, but really dirty guys in waxes are sharing their experiences on TikTok. People always say she's so pretty, she must have everything together, but according to hundreds of guys and professional waxes on TikTok, that's not always the case. Some of the most beautiful people they have met have surprisingly poor hygiene and their stories have gone viral. Today, we are reacting to these experiences and talk about why this topic has sparked such a huge conversation online. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Joy. Now, let's get into today's video. This trend has been taking over TikTok. Men have been sharing stories about dating women they thought were absolutely gorgeous, only to find out that their personal hygiene was not what they expected. At the same time, professional waxers have also been sharing their experiences about clients who arrive for appointments without preparing beforehand. Now, before we continue, this video is not about shaming anyone. Everyone can have an off day, and there are medical conditions, mental health challenges, disability, and many other reasons why someone may struggle with hygiene. This video is about the conversation and why these stories have gone so viral.
In all my years studying hoology, I've come to the conclusion that pretty bitches, the bad ones, are the dirtiest. Oh my God, them bitches live like raccoons. I swear to God.
Do you think women hygiene is worse than men?
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Like-
See, man, we be thinking, yeah, make sure I smell good for her, make sure I this, and this, and she don't even wipe good.
No, seriously, I don't know how women don't know that there's still poop down there.
All right.
Okay,
Now,
no,
now we're going too
no.
far.
Or
Now
like,
we're going too far.
don't know that there's toilet paper
Here's the line.
or you have a yeast infection.
You crossed it. You
No, this
crossed
is
it.
real stuff. Like, it's crazy, y'all, because I could just talk about this. Hold on, I'm almost done. Becoming a waxer has opened my eyes to so much more. Like, honestly, I get why some people quit because I'm not even kidding you. It is draining. It is draining. You're like a gynecologist every day, but taking hair off. And man, I'm telling you, some women just don't take care of themselves. And why do you come to a wax appointment after the gym?
Are you done?
Sweaty? The wax is not going to stay. Yeah.
one girl that I dated, yeah.
yeah.
I don't want to do her dirty, but
It's
when
fine.
she was on her menstrual cycle, I noticed she'd leave pads around,
Oh,
use pads and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's not how you need to be, like, especially if you're going to be in a relationship.
Well, you told her that.
Yeah. Because I felt like I really liked her. But I'm
So that
like,
is a real
we cannot be
gangster,
together.
That's a
Continue
vibe.
these
That's
things.
mature. That's mature.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like that's not even a marriage. That was just
But
a
how'd she
relationship.
take
Like,
it,
imagine being
though?
married to someone. She did not take it well.
And like clean up the house a little
As
bit.
a grown woman, you shouldn't be leaving your pads or tampons around. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been blessed enough
Yeah,
not,
that is
never to
crazy.
see any of that
Yeah.
nonsense
Swear.
in my life.
Yeah, no.
I'm traumatized.
Yeah, but she said it was her house and I shouldn't be telling her what to do.
Wow.
Not her
That
Even
one's
in my
wrong
own
and
house, I don't do
strong.
that. Nah.
That's crazy.
A woman
Yeah,
that can
bro.
do that and not care. I won't eat from her.
You're crazy.
If she cook, I can't eat it because I don't know what she
Wait,
don't
Uzi,
know what
I was overeating, not knowing what was being happening.
You don't know the ingredients
Sukali.
that was been mixed with your food.
Sukali don't know the code when it comes to eating. He tell you
Yeah, I went
you
out
should
with this
know.
guy, yeah, and then he told me that he cleaned out his belly button with a cotton bud and he smelled it and it stank.
Huh?
Yeah, you have to clean there, bro. In there, sweat goes in there.
You
have
don't need to
wash
tell
it.
me that stuff. That's
Yeah,
disgusting.
that's
Like, that is
How
crazy.
deep is that is hiding things?
Exactly, and he wasn't even like a big. Anyway, let me know.
In my
Personally, I think it's not fair on any waxer for a client to leave their home without having a proper shower or go to the gym before going to a Brazilian waxer to wax them. I just think it's not fair on them. At least have a good shower before going to wax. How do you feel someone waxing you and she's giving you this face, the look of something is smelling down there? There is a video I did where a waxer did refuse to wax a client because she thinks she smell down there, and she was busy arguing with this waxer and that she's just coming back from the gym. Girl, why will you go to the gym before going to a waxer?
the asshole for pointing out my girlfriend's bad hygiene. I, male 28, have been with my girlfriend 27F for 7 months now and went full exclusive 3 months ago. She's everything: smart, kind, caring, and drop dead gorgeous to me. However, she has the worst hygiene ever. She lives in a studio apartment, so it's small. Since starting dating her, I've avoided spending time there because it's always dirty, but I never said anything because it's her place. She does not shower often and has strong body odor, like bad enough that I won't do the deed with her unless she's recently showered. Here's where it gets bad. She's on her cycle, and 3 days ago she was having a really rough day, so I called her and asked her to come stay at my place until she feels better. I can cook and take care of her and allow her to rest. Took the week off from work because it was so bad. She came to my place and didn't bring any feminine hygiene products. I have to run to the store at 3 a.m. to get her stuff because she's been wearing the same pad for so long that it leaks on my bed. Girl. I didn't say anything as she's stressed. The next day I came home from work and she had the pad from the previous night on the bathroom floor without it even wrapped. I was pissed and called her out and said that that's gross. I don't want to look at it while I go use the bathroom. She got really mad that I called her gross. I clarified that having a period is not gross and it is a natural thing, but leaving a bloody pad on the floor in someone's home is nasty. She lost it and said I made her feel gross and bad. Was I an asshole for calling her out? No. Honestly, at this point in time, at 28, and how old is she? 27. At this point in time, I feel like I'm too grown for this. This is nasty. And these are not the type of conversations that I want to have with someone. I don't want to diagnose her. It may be depression. I feel like at this point in time, this whole situation is bigger than him. If anything, I am more curious about his rationale in proceeding forward in a relationship such as this. Like, in my mind, I feel like there is no pain in this world that would make me ever want to suffer in silence and just bear through and just, push through. Like, for me, smells, like, I have a sensitive nose. So, like, smells, certain smells, I can't do. Like, that's a thing for me. Let's really think about this. She doesn't shower regularly. Days go by without her showering, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because this man is over here ducking and dodging, doing the deed with her until the day that she showers. So that's why I'm like, it has to be really bad if he's avoiding that, right? So days that you're not showering, you're on your cycle, you aren't changing your pad, so you are sitting there in your soaked pad, the moisture, the heat that builds up down there. Then on top of that, you're not showering regularly. Like, the smell is hitting me, and honestly, like, it really does make me want to gag, like, the thought of that. Then on top of that, you leave your pad that you didn't had on all day on the floor. That's trifling. On the floor, the bathroom floor. Not even thrown in you don't even put it in the trash can. You leave it on the floor. But then let's backtrack it and take it a little bit further back. You knew you were on your cycle. You packed your bags and you didn't pack any feminine hygiene, like any feminine hygiene products. No, you're not the asshole. Yeah, it needs to be said. And at this point in time, I truly feel like this relationship, like her situation is just bigger than you. It's just bigger than you. And I just feel like that's too much for anyone to bear. And then not only that, it doesn't seem like she's receptive either to like listening to what you have to say, because you're telling her it's gross. It is gross. It's very unsanitary. That's very problematic, excuse me. And instead of her seeing where you're coming from, she's saying, oh, you're calling me gross? Like, this is a natural thing. And you're having to like basically dumb it down for her, saying like, yes, it's a natural thing. Yes, this is a part of the woman's body, but what you're doing is gross. And she still feels no shame to hearing that. She still wants to set the agenda that you're being mean to her. Like, that right there, baby, this is above you.
Leaving the house with dirty or torn underwear on, because my mama said,
okay, and we was just talking about some of the things that my grandmother taught me about womanhood and femininity. If you want further context, go ahead and scroll down my feed to see that discussion. Well, anyway, when I saw that post, I was literally in stitches, because this is one of the things that my grandmother also taught me. She taught me to never have or wear any panties that were dirty, soiled, old, or either had holes in them. She would always say that you never know when you would need someone's help and they need to see your panties. Even so, she got into a car accident herself, and she talked about when she was just kind of laying there waiting for the EMT and everyone to arrive, and she said she was literally just thinking, oh Lord, I hope my panties look nice. Now, I don't know how she would feel about the fact that I don't really wear them on a daily basis, except if I'm on my period. But I don't keep period panties. I don't keep comfort panties. Anything that's old or for some reason has gotten ruined in the wash, I throw them out. That's just something that sticks with me, and it is something that I'm going to teach my daughter as well as my nieces.
Guys, I have a new story. And I should give a trigger warning if you get grossed out really easily, because I do, so just know. So this story is about a guy who says that he was dating the most prettiest girl he had ever been with, but she was so dirty. Okay, so he says that he met this girl at a friend's party. He says that the moment he saw her, he was mesmerized. She was beautiful. She was super girly. He says that he introduced himself to her, and they ended up talking. They ended up exchanging phone numbers, and he started trying to, get to know her. So he says that at first, they would hang out here and there, but it was always at night. She was kind of very private. She wouldn't really share a lot of things about her life. But she was willing to go out with him when it came to dinner, the movies, dancing. Like, it just became like a weekend kind of thing. They would see each other every Friday night, Saturday night. But it was just for short periods of time. It wasn't like for the full day kind of stuff. So he says that this went on for about 2-3 months. He says that he would invite her out during the day and she was always kind of busy. So he says that his friend was having a birthday celebration in Vegas. He says that they booked, a suite for a couple days, and he invited her. To his surprise, she agreed, and he was super excited because again, he hadn't spent any time with her outside of just fun nights. Okay, so he says that when he picked her up, she had 2 small bags, and they were gonna stay there for 4 days. So that kind of threw him off, and he asked her, like, that's all you're bringing? And she's like, yeah, that's all I need. So he says that the drive there, he was looking at her and she didn't have makeup on. She was very beautiful. And he was just even more attracted to her. So he says on the drive there, everything was fine. He says that they checked into the hotel. And again, this is a suite. So they were sharing this big suite with other people, other couples. So he says that, that night they decided to get ready and everybody started showering, kind of getting ready. And she didn't. He didn't really, pay that much attention to it. He says that he noticed that she kind of just changed really quick and she took a really long doing her makeup and her hair. And then throughout the night, they were out. He says that he started noticing that she was smelling. He says that at first it was like a sweat smell, like armpit smell. Then when they were dancing, he started smelling her hair. He says that she just started smelling weird. He says that there was a point where they were in the car and one of his friends said, "What the hell smells so bad?" And he knew it was her, but he just didn't say nothing. He was surprised because he had gone dancing with her before. So he just didn't understand why, it didn't happen before. But again, it was in the summer, so he kind of just let it go. He says that when they got home, he's a very clean person, and his first instinct was to shower before getting into bed. And she didn't. She went to bed with the same clothes she was outside with. She didn't wash her face, take off her makeup, nothing. So he says that he started getting really turned off because, it was the night and he wanted to go to sleep with her and they were probably going to cuddle. It was their first time ever sleeping together. And just the smell and seeing how she wasn't really clean turned him off really bad. So he says he mentioned to her like 2 times, "You sure you don't want to shower? Like, I have this for you. You have wipes." And she was like, "No, no, no, I'm fine." So then the next day they got ready to go to breakfast. He says that, they woke up. He says that he never saw her brush her teeth. Everybody went in the restroom and kind of, were taking turns, and he didn't even see her bring a toothbrush or anything like that. So he started to kind of pay attention to see if she did. And he says that he confirmed that she did not because he could smell her breath. He says that again, she didn't wash her face. She didn't shower. She just kind of changed and kind of cleaned up a little bit, but the makeup was still there. Everything was still pretty much the same. He says that, they went out to eat and he just started to get really bothered by, her not cleaning up. So he says that they went out. After they went out to eat, they went out, to the strip. They started walking. They started passing through some stores to buy clothes, to buy, look around. And he would tell her like, "Oh, you don't want to buy this, you don't want to buy that." And she was like, "Nope, I'm fine." He says that they even went to like a perfume store and he offered to buy her one. She didn't want one. He says that it was just weird. So he says again, they get back to the suite and they start getting ready for the night. He says that he decided to take a nap and, he figured while I'm taking a nap, she's going to get ready. Well, he says that he woke up and she was ready, but she didn't shower. She didn't shower. She didn't wash her hair. She didn't do none of that again. So then he says that him and his friends went downstairs to get something to drink and he talked to his friend about it, like just to see if anybody else has noticed it. And his friend told them that him and his girlfriend had been talking about how she was really dirty. So he says that this happened the whole 4 days. He never saw her shower. He says that he just could not stand it. Like it started to really gross him out, but he didn't feel comfortable saying anything, so he just let it be. He says on the way back home, he was really looking at her and he noticed that she was really dirty. And he says that, he dropped her off and he didn't want to talk to her anymore, but he knew he needed to tell her something. He says that like 2 days passed and then they decided to meet again and they were going to go out for dinner. So he says that when he went to go pick her up, again, she looked beautiful. She was super dolled up, he could smell her perfume. It seemed like she had cleaned up. So he was confused, like, okay, like it seems like she showered now and she's good now. Maybe it was just when we were out. So then later on that night, they decided to go back to his place. And it was the first time that they were going to be intimate. They had not been intimate yet. So he says that, he was excited. He made sure he was all cleaned up and he had everything set up. And he says that when it was time to do stuff, he got the most horrible whiff from down there from her. And he says he's been with plenty of women. He understands that, everybody smells, everybody has different smells, but this one was not normal. He says that he kind of lost and told her like, what the hell is that smell? He says that she acted like oblivious to it, and that kind of pissed him off more because she had been like this, when they were in Las Vegas. She kind of just made it seem like she didn't know, she didn't notice anything. So, he ended up calling it a night. He told her, you know what, I'm not in the mood, and he just says that he ghosted her. So, what do you guys think? Obviously it was wrong for him to ghost her. I think that, if you're fucking adults, you should be able to tell someone, like, but then how do you tell someone that, right? But the reason I wanted to share this story is because he says that it's happened to him a lot of times. And he says that he notices that the girls that are normally the prettiest or look the most well put together are the dirtiest. I don't know, because obviously I'm not a guy and I don't be paying attention to stuff like that. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is true? Have you guys been through something like this? And this goes both ways, okay? Because I know there's guys out there that are fucking dirty too. So have you ever had an experience with someone dirty that was so attractive that kind of threw you off? And if you have, share your story. Let me know. Do you think he was wrong for ghosting her? How do you think he should have, dealt with the situation? Honestly, I feel like if I was her, I wouldn't even want him to tell me. Like, I think it's okay that he ghosted her. But then, again, I feel like as an adult, you should be able to tell people how you feel. So, I don't know. I feel like that's so embarrassing. I don't even know if I would want to know.
There are many possible reasons. Sometimes it's a lack of education. Other times, many become nose blind to their own body odor, stress, depression, medical conditions, certain medications, or limit access to facility can also affect personal hygiene. That's why we should not assume every person has the same story.
You don't know how to wipe your butt properly, but you want to fight to do whatever you want to do. Like, make it make sense. I just could not be quiet on this because this is a real issue. This is a real problem that I've spoken about before when it comes to women and their feminine hygiene care and the lack of care, right? I saw the video of the waxer talking about how women, and this is something that waxers have came out and talked about before, about how women are laying on their tables with feces in their private areas, toilet paper, like bodily fluids, just nasty. But these are the same women who fight to say, I could do whatever I want to do, wear whatever I want to wear, just have this very I could do whatever I want mentality, but don't know how to properly take care of their bodies. They stink. They have odors, but want to have the latest designers. They want to brag about how they get this, they get that, but you have tissue and poop in your butt and you want somebody to wax your behind. We need to do better as women. We cannot be putting a full face of makeup on with poop stuck in our butt. Like, we have to stop. Seriously.
You know what's like one of the biggest heartbreaks? When you see like a really pretty girl or just like a baddie, but she ends up having like the worst hygiene, and you're just like, I live in Miami, so I see this a lot where I'll literally see like a baddie. I'm just like, yes, like you look so good. But then like this girly like barely showers. If they have like acrylics, see like hella dirt under their nails. Like I literally saw like brown under this girl's nails, and I was like, what is that? What I think it is? Like, ew, Or like they have like BO, or like they smell a little funky. I'm just like, what the hell? Like I'd be so disappointed because it's like I was rooting for you. Because a lot of the time, girls who like care about like their appearance will usually be like hygienic and clean. Like it's so disappointing because then I'll be seeing them doing the grossest things and like not really like taking care of themselves. Like if they go in the bathroom and it's like stinks, I'm just like, girl, like take care of yourself. Like, why are you looking good on the outside but not caring about your inside? Like, please do better. Like I've heard so many guys and so many guys I know too complain about like, oh, like I was with this baddie, but like she smelled so funny, like she smelled weird. Anyways, I just be getting to this point. I'm like, no. Please, if this is you, do better.
Ladies, don't be a pretty girl and be dirty. If you're going to present yourself as a clean woman, if you're going to present yourself as a high-class woman, Make sure your house is clean. Make sure your kids are clean. Make sure your car is clean. Make sure everything around you looks how you look, because you cannot present yourself well kept and then your home and everything around you is dirty.
The reason why people react so strongly, for many people, hygiene is one of the first things they notice in a relationship. Some people say poor hygiene is a complete deal breaker. Other believes that social media has taken these stories too far. They think people deserve empathy because we don't always know what someone is going through. Personally, I think this trend shows that looks don't always tell the full story. Someone can look amazing and still be dealing with personal struggles, or they may simply have different hygiene habits at the same time. Good hygiene is important. It's about health, comfort, and consideration for yourself and others. I also think we should have this conversation without mocking or humiliating people. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you seen these TikTok videos? Do you think the stories are helping people talk about hygiene, or do you think social media has turned this into public shaming? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy videos about viral social trends, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you never miss an upload. Thank you so much for watching. I am Joy, and I will see you in the next video.